You are not busy, you are distracted. There is a massive difference, and most people spend their entire lives confusing one for the other. Think about this. You know that person who's always on their phone, looking stressed, jumping between Instagram and emails and their to-do list, telling everyone how swamped they are, how much they have going on. Everyone sees them as productive. They see themselves as productive. But here's the reality. They are not productive. They are addicted to the feeling of being busy. Let me tell you a story. There's a student in college, let's call him Marcus. Marcus wakes up at 6 in the morning. He opens his laptop, he's got 17 browser tabs open. YouTube, Twitter, his assignment, Slack, his email, some article about productivity he was reading at 2 in the morning. He looks at all of this and thinks, okay, I'm ready to work. But what's actually happening inside his brain is chaos. His prefrontal cortex, the part of his brain responsible for focus and decision-making, is already exhausted, and he hasn't done a single hour of real work yet. He's context switching. His attention is fragmented across multiple demands before he's even started. By noon, Marcus has checked his phone 73 times. He's opened and closed his assignment 4 times. He's watched 3 YouTube videos about productivity. He's been on a call. He's answered messages. By the end of the day, Marcus feels tired. He feels like he worked hard. But when you look at what he actually accomplished, it's barely 2 hours of real, focused work. That's the trap. Busy is not productivity. Busy is the enemy of productivity. Here's what neuroscience tells us that most productivity advice ignores. When you context switch, when you go from one task to another, there's something called attention residue. Your attention doesn't instantly transfer. Part of your brain is still thinking about the previous task. Research shows that switching costs you about 23 minutes of focus time per switch. If you're switching every 5 to 10 minutes like most people, you're losing hours of actual working capacity every single day. You're basically paying an invisible tax on your attention. But there's something even deeper most people don't talk about. It's not about time management, it's about identity. People who are genuinely productive have reframed how they see themselves. They don't tell themselves, I need to get this done. They tell themselves, I am the type of person who does deep work. I am the type of person who doesn't check my phone for 2 hours. That's an identity statement, and your brain will fight to maintain consistency with your identity. That's more powerful than any to-do list. There's also the dopamine angle. Every time you get a notification, your brain gets a tiny hit of dopamine. Every time you refresh your email and see something new, that's dopamine. Your brain starts craving that. So when you sit down to do meaningful work that takes time to show results, your brain is literally withdrawing. It feels wrong. It feels uncomfortable. That's why people default back to checking their phones and switching tasks. They're chasing the dopamine hit they've trained their brain to expect. So how do you actually become productive? First, understand that productivity is not about doing more. It's about doing fewer things with complete attention. That's it. Stop glorifying being busy. Start protecting your focus like it's money. Here's the practical play. Tomorrow morning, pick one task, one thing, not 3 things, not 5, 1. Silence your phone, close every tab except what you need. Set a timer for 90 minutes. That's your focus block. Your brain can sustain deep focus for about 90 minutes before it needs a break. Do that. Just 90 minutes of complete focus on one task. You'll accomplish more in 90 minutes of real focus than you would in an entire day of distracted work. Second, change your identity statement. Don't say, I need to be more productive. Say, I am someone who protects my focus. I am someone who does one thing at a time. Repeat it, believe it, your behavior will follow. Third, understand that feeling busy is not the same as feeling accomplished. One is an emotion, the other is real. Real productivity is quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It just compounds over time. The moral here is this. Everyone talks about productivity like it's about working harder or longer, but the people who actually move the needle are the ones who understand that less is more. One focused task beats 10 scattered ones every single time. Your attention is your most valuable resource in the modern world. Stop wasting it. And if you found this useful, subscribe. We dive into the psychology and the science behind the things you're taught but never really understand.